Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Honestly the Podcast with your host Zena, aka Top Tier Z, where I keep it raw, I keep it real, and I keep it risky. It's been a while since I've been in the studio, but hey, welcome back. Okay. This episode is a solo episode. I haven't done a solo in so long, and there's just been some things on my mind that I just need to get out. So here we go. The first thing on my mind, take that trip. Yes, book a vacation, take that trip, okay? And I say that because I love a travel. I love a vacation. Like, I want to be a vacation so badly. Somebody put me on a beach, on an island, 24/7, 365. Pay me, though. And I'll be happy, right? And I feel like when I say take that trip, like, I'm not saying to bankrupt yourself taking that trip, right? I feel like a lot of times we're waiting for people to go somewhere with us, to do something with us. Or when I get a man, I'll go to this country. Is it out the group chat yet? Like, we be planning things and it never make it out the group chat. And sometimes you just need to take that leap of faith and go. And I know some people, especially women like you, may be a little apprehensive to solo travel, but it's not that bad. I don't know. I personally love being by myself. As much as I'm a people's person, like, I deeply enjoy time alone. So traveling alone has never been an issue for me, even if I've only done it once. I'm saying it like I'm a professional solo traveler. I'm not. But after doing it once, I'm like, yeah, I actually enjoy this. It's not so bad. I went to St. Martin by myself in 2022, I believe. And my favorite part about solo travel was that I don't need to depend on anyone for anything. Like, I can literally do what I want when I want. I didn't have to consider anyone. I wasn't obligated to speak to anyone if I didn't want to. Like, I think I was at a stage in my life where I just started like a new job and I was stressed, y'all. Like, I'm talking about drained every single day. And the thought of having someone else with me at that time on the trip, it was like, I can't. Like, I was so drained, I didn't want any company except my own. And I enjoyed it. And, obviously not everywhere is safe to go alone, especially for women. But I think, if you're intentional, if you research like places that are where crime is extremely low and stuff like that, like, you will take that leap of faith. And also just the things that traveling brings. Like, I love getting into new cultures, right? Like, hearing parts of the language and trying my best to speak and communicate in that language, right? Like, I love a challenge. Give me a challenge. And I promise you, I'm excited. Getting to see other people's pace of life. That's very interesting to me. Like, I hate traveling and sitting on a resort. Like, no, I want to be a part of what's going on. I want to speak with the locals. And then just the reset I get, right? Like, sometimes I'm burnt out. So I'm like, I need a reset. I need to recharge. And I need to do that away from home. So I book a trip. And I go. And I know, y'all, I know the price of flights are crazy right now. Like, fuel costs are up. We are... bruh, booking like a 4-hour trip. I'm here like, do I really want to pay $700 for a 4-hour trip? Flight? No, I don't want to. Am I going to? Yes. But like, just comparing prices from last year, 2 years ago to now, insane. In the membrane. Like, it's crazy. So it's like, if you can't make it out the country or make it out the state, take a drive, hop on Amtrak, head over to a different state. Like, I think sometimes when we think about traveling, we only think about, like the bigger picture, going international, leaving the country. But I almost said New York. Hold on. Shout out to New York. Shout out to them Knicks, okay? Knicks in 4. This drops on Wednesday. That's tonight. Yeah, so that's game four, and I'm gonna need y'all to sweep. I'm gonna need Nick to sweep them. All right. All right. Let me go back to what I was saying because I already forgot what I was saying. I was saying sometimes we hear travel and we think we have to get out the country. That's what I was getting at. But no, sometimes just a change of scenery will do it for you and will give you that reset. Yeah, I was saying America is a beautiful landscape. I wouldn't know too much about that, but I do know there are a lot of states like Arizona and like I don't know, other states you can hike in and there's beaches. You know what I'm saying? It's like make your travel work for you. Do what you can afford. Don't run your pockets dry trying to, keep up with everyone. Just do what works for you. But try to take a trip once a year if you can. If you can. And as I said, I just feel like I come back as a new person. Like it's like a refresh. Every time I travel, I'm like, yeah, I'm unlocking a different version of me. I don't know. I don't know. I love it. And I'm never going to stop traveling ever. Well, let me not say that, but I just find it something to be extremely healing to me. And I don't know if I'm the only person. I don't know. I feel like this year so far has been such a solo year for me. And when I say solo, I just mean in the sense of I don't really care to involve myself much with anyone. I'm talking about friends, I'm talking about relationships, just like I don't really care. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Something in me this year is just like I'm okay with being alone. I'm okay with getting to know myself better. Like all from the top of the year since January, I said this is going to be a solo year, and maybe I spoke it into existence, but like just friendships being pulled apart, right? Distancing myself from certain people. Some people are weird. Some of you are very, very weird. I know a lot of weird people who just do lame shit. And the more I see it, I'm just like disgusted. I don't want to be around a lot of people because of just the weird shit y'all do. And if you can see my face, like if you're watching, you can see my face. Like clearly I'm disgusted and I'm turned off. Like I'm just thinking at just the way some people move. And I think after like just seeing those things over time with certain people and the way they fake it or the way like they're really not like me, or obsessed with me, that's a mental illness. I really think that's a mental illness. There's something wrong with y'all. But yeah, just after seeing so many things and just feeling the energy like off rip this year, I was like, I just don't want to associate myself with a lot of people, because I'm the type of person like I can give you the same energy and then you're going to be very uncomfortable because I don't think you're in their head. They don't think I'm aware that they're weirdos and that they do weird, lame shit because I play it off real cool. So I'll be aware. So now when I start acting a certain way towards them, I'm the bad guy, right? Because they don't know I know that they're being weird. You get what I'm saying? And so just to avoid all of that, I just distance myself. And I think that's what works best for me. Because I hate being fake. I don't like moving accordingly. I could do it, but I don't like it. Because to me, the amount of energy I need to move accordingly with someone or to be fake, that's just too much. It's too much energy being wasted. Because why? Why am I doing that? When it takes zero energy to be myself, So just over the couple of years, just observing people within my circle, within my life, people I have conversations with, people I work with, people I frequent with, it's like feeling the energy and just using my discernment. I kind of prefer to just be alone. And I think when people hear alone, they think lonely, but no. I think if you cannot spend time by yourself, then I don't think you should be spending time with anyone else, to be honest with you. Because if you don't appreciate your own company, why should someone else appreciate your company? And then spending time by myself or just like, turning more inward, being more in tune, letting go of the weirdos. I feel like I just unlock so much more within me, like I get clarity. And I kind of like that. I like the peace that this has brought me, And even when it comes to dating, it's like, yeah, I go on dates sometimes. Half the time I'm bored. Y'all aren't mentally stimulating. Half the time I'm carrying the conversation and it's like, this feels like a job. Whenever something feels like work, I just don't want to do it. Obviously, unless if I'm getting paid for it. But it's like, it feels like a job to talk to y'all, like I'm getting dressed. I'm doing my hair. I'm doing my makeup. Wait, speaking of hair, y'all, I got new hair. Yes, come see. If you're listening, head over to YouTube and come see. I'm a blonde now, y'all. And low-key, the people have been telling me that I need to stick to this color. But honestly, though, this is the only color I can do. Like, the irony of it all. I'm allergic to hair dye. So I really can't get any of a color. But anyway, y'all know y'all girl got short-term memory. Oh yeah, I was saying, yes, the amount of effort it takes to go on a date, right? Like you gotta figure out the outfit, you gotta do your hair, you gotta do your nails, you gotta do makeup. A bunch of shit I don't like to do. I love to get dressed, yes. I love getting my nails done. Do I like doing my makeup? No, I don't. Okay, and also makeup's expensive. So it's like I'm putting in all this effort to go on a date with a man who's putting me to sleep, really, who's not mentally stimulating, who isn't curious, who's not funny. Why am I here? Why am I gonna continue wasting my time? I just don't get it. And then on top of that, as a man, the minute you are seen with a good looking woman, that adds value to you, right? Like women and men will look at you like, oh, you got a fine ass girl with you, right? So now you're already interested. I'm not doing that for y'all. Are you dumb? Like, this episode's gonna be very Brooklyn, y'all, because the New York Knicks are in the finals. Yeah, this is the most Brooklyn y'all probably ever gonna see me. But I am from Brooklyn. No, technically. I'm from St. Lucia, but I've lived in Brooklyn since I was 10. So yeah, you're gonna be getting the dead asses today. But yeah, I just feel like, I add value to a man, and in return, I'm getting nothing. I'm not even getting a stimulating conversation. What the hell? What am I doing? No. So I have no interest in dating. Also, I just find everyone corny as fuck. Like, I don't know. Something is wrong with me. Maybe I'm the problem. But I just be like so unimpressed by everything and everyone. God, maybe I'm the problem. I don't know. And I really don't care, to be honest. But I'm just not impressed. I don't know. I'm literally, I keep saying I don't know because I'm trying to figure out why I'm unimpressed by everyone. And maybe I'll get back to y'all next episode. Let me do some digging to figure it out. But I feel like I just don't want to waste my time, and I don't want to waste people's time either, right? Because if I'm not interested, I will be the first to let you know. Like, look, I think you're cool. I don't do ghosting. Like, I won't ghost you. I did ghost one guy this year. But for the record, I don't really ghost. Like, I openly communicate with people. Like, hey, I think you're cool, it was a cool date, whatever. However, I don't see this moving forward. And I tell them exactly why. Like, I tell them, you are mentally stimulating. I don't think you're intentional. I am very honest with men. And I think a lot of times they need to hear that honesty. And I think it's just the mature thing to do. Like just receiving feedback, and maybe they can take that feedback and they can take it on to bring it to the next person that they date. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm helping the man. I hope they're taking my advice. Like, I also think the art of flirting is gone. And the reason I say that is because I think a lot of people are a little illiterate. Am I with Dean Templeton? Was that rude? A little bit. Okay. Let me explain why I say that, right? Maybe not illiterate, but I do think the art of flirting comes with understanding literature and having a way with words, right? And a lot of times things go over people's head because they aren't privy of innuendos or like just certain verbiage and how that can be a flirt, right? So sometimes you use a word and they don't understand the meaning, and then it just takes away from the whole point of me flirting. And I just wish people would bring back the art of flirting. There's an art to it. And it doesn't, I think a lot of times when people hear that, they think it has to be a sexual thing. But no, maybe I'll get more in depth with this with a guest or someone. But I do think when you lose the art of flirting, there's kind of no excitement to certain things or to the conversation, because if I drop an innuendo on you and you don't catch it, then it's kind of like, damn, I just wasted my talent giving this innuendo for him to not get it. He's over here asking me, what do I mean? And he's not flirting back. And at that point, no. And also, you need to keep flirting while you're in a relationship. Like, keep the excitement alive. And until I get those things, I just don't see myself dating. But you know what I had been seeing on TikTok and Instagram? The girls are saying they want lovers now. The girls are saying they don't care for a boyfriend. They don't care. Well, they don't care for a husband. They rather just have multiple lovers. And I feel like I said this on one of my episodes last year or so, where I was like, yes, I was looking at this video from, I'm seeing the name in my head, but I don't remember it, but I'll insert whatever. And he was speaking about like women should date multiple men until they decide to lock in with one. And my producer at the time was here, and he's like, that's terrible advice. How can women focus on on more than one man at a time? And no one is going to want to date you if he knows you're dating someone else. And we had the back and forth. But yeah, I think when people hear like women having multiple lovers or dating multiple men, again, I'm always going to say this, people automatically think you're having sex with everyone. And that's not the case. That doesn't have to necessarily be the case. To each its own. You know, if you are out here having sex with everyone, that's on you and your pH balance and so forth. I wish you all the best of luck. However, I'm not closed off to the idea of multiple lovers. I've been thinking about it when I get out of my solo year, you know. And the reason I say that it's something I feel like can be beneficial is because I don't know, and I don't think if you can find everything in one person, right? Like, also, people play different roles and you have different experiences with people, right? So, for example, you can have a lover, I don't know, lover, date, whatever you want to call it. And you guys have really thought-provoking conversations, maybe about astrology and astronomy, right? And it's mentally stimulating, you know, you guys are attentive, you guys get along, all these things. And it could just be that. Like, his purpose for you is the mental stimulation in this aspect of astrology and astronomy, right? This is just an example. And then you can have another lover who is bilingual and you practice your French with him. I don't know. Then you can have another lover who loves Michelin star restaurants, and that's the one you go out to eat with. And you can have another lover who you're sexually in tune with, and that's who you are intimate with. Like, I see what the girls are doing. When I break it down like this, I get why they say that. And it takes a lot of energy. Obviously, you have to have the capacity for multiple people to do that because it could be exhausting. Like you're exhausting your energy into different places. But at the same time, you can be exhausting your energy with just one person. Let's say you're in a toxic relationship, right? Or you're with someone where you guys are just not seeing eye to eye. I don't know. And that can become exhaustive. So I do like that women are embracing, I guess, what's out there. I think when you do something and you keep on doing something for an extensive period of time and the outcome isn't different, then it's time to try something different. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of women, we date one man, you focus on one man, whatever. And sometimes that's a situationship that goes on for years and you get no reward at the end. You don't get into a relationship, you don't get engaged, you don't get married. So, excuse me. Or you can also, the other part of it, have different lovers, maybe 2, maybe 4. 4 is the max I can think of. Even 3, I feel like 4 would be too much for me personally. I just can't. I don't like being bothered. I don't. So it's like, I feel like the girls are trying something new and like trying to see what works for them. And I know the men are gonna have their opinions, but it's like the pot calling the kettle black. Like, baby, y'all be doing it, okay? Y'all be doing it in relationships, all right? And she just don't know. Or y'all be trying to pull that, I want to be poly, but you can't. Excuse me, sir? Anytime a man tell you he wants to be poly, but you can't be poly, meaning he wants multiple partners, but you can't, cheat on him. I'm going to tell y'all that all the time. Cheat on him. Make him think you're following this poly shit because, baby, are you dumb? Are you dumb? If you want, clearly, as a man, you cannot handle an open relationship. So you want to close it off. You want to have your cake, have shorty at home sitting on the little, like a trophy. Yeah. So I feel like anytime a man is like, I want to have multiple women, but you can't have multiple men. 1, you're either gay. I'm going to say it. Yeah, you're not satisfied. 2, you lack discipline. 3, you're crazy if you think any woman in their right mind or any smart woman is actually going to be okay with you out here slinging dick to everyone. And she's at home on a freaking pedestal cooking you dinner and all that shit while you slinging dick. And she got to be faithful to your bum ass. I'm sorry. Cheat on him. I'm going to tell y'all all the time, or get the fuck out. It's that simple. I know y'all are like, who is the Xena? And my daddy watching. Hey, Dad, just skipped over these parts if they're too much for you. But also my dad knows I'm a real one. So this is something I would say out loud on any given day. My dad knows what's up. I learned from him. But I really did though. So yeah. So I feel like for years, men have found ways to have multiple women. And I know y'all are going to say, oh, that's a man's way and all this bullshit, right? Like, say what y'all want to say. But again, let me give y'all an example, right? For example, you can have a man who slings the best, like, has you in a pretzel 24/7, whatever. But he's dumb as fuck. Like... You can't hold a conversation with him. All he's good for is sex. Like, he knows your body. He knows what you like, all these things, right? Okay, cool. There's no emotional connection. It's just sex. Cool. Keep him. But if you find someone that you can actually have the conversations with, someone who's mentally stimulating, why must you let go of that? Okay, let me add some more, right? But you're not like, there's no sexual chemistry, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you like the mental. Why can't you speak to that person for that reason? You get what I'm saying? Don't take my advice, but do whatever works for y'all. Because I ain't doing nothing right now, as I said before. Like, I'm focused on me. You feel me? So do what works for y'all. But I think it's time women start figuring out like what works for us and what makes us happy. But also, I mean, I think this whole solo year for me, yeah, it started with friendships, but then it moved into the relationship aspect, is because another thing I realized is like there's a risk in dating men and there's a reward, right? In dating, period. And I keep asking myself, is the risk worth the reward or the other way around? Whichever way, it can be interchangeable. Right? It's the other way, right? Is the reward worth the risk? Thank you, Templeton. And sometimes it's just not. Because when you are dating someone, it is a risk. You don't know what's going to come out at the end. And that's with a lot of things in life. And so the same way I started questioning things like, is this reward worth this risk? It's the same way I look at dating now. You know, like I can date a man and he can like literally, I don't know, give me an STD. I don't know. I heard they be lying on the my charts. I heard they be taking their friends' my charts, editing it, and be showing it to women. Y'all are nasty. Y'all need to go to the doctor. That's what y'all need to do. And that's another thing. A lot of men don't be going to the doctor. Let me tell y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all need to go. I don't know what it is, but a lot of men have this fear of, I don't need to go to the doctor. There's nothing wrong with me. Go get that blood checked. Like, and I'm not even speaking from a sexual aspect. I'm talking about like, get your A1C levels checked. Like, half of y'all are pre-diabetic and don't even know. Like, what? Go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. Get your liver checked. Y'all be drinking all the Don Julio, all the Casamigos, all the Hennessy, all the shit we be drinking. Yeah, because I drink too. But I go to the doctor and I get the kidney, thyroid, I get everything checked. And I think it's time that men start taking their health seriously and go to the doctor more frequently. Like, that's what I want for y'all this year. The same way y'all be ready to, I don't know what y'all be ready to do. I don't hang out with men. I really don't. But like, y'all need to put that same energy into y'all health and maintaining that. What else is on my mind today? The art of detachment. Yeah. Learn to detach from people, places, things, energies, all of it. Like, whew, I need a second to unpack this one because, baby, not my hair shedding all over this couch. All right, y'all. Detachment. Earlier this year, yeah, I would say by like towards the end of last year, earlier this year, like I thought I wanted to be with my ex so badly. Like, I was like, hold on, there's no way we're actually done. Like, this is just a break. Even though I was done in my head, right? But like emotionally, there was some emotional baggage still there. And one morning I just woke up and I was just like, ew. So I just had an epiphany. It was like, is this a person that I thought I wanted to be with? And I don't know what it was, but I always say, like, I feel like God just like woke me up one day and just made me realize like everything you think you want for yourself is exactly what you don't want, right? It's like, you don't need that. You're so much better than what you think you want. And there's so much better waiting for you on the other side of what you think you want. And I think a lot of times we cheat ourselves out of what we are owed or given by the universe, God, whatever you believe in, right? And so until you like learn to detach and make room for what's to come, the new things, the new blessings, the new opportunities, you're gonna be stagnant. And that is something that took me a while to realize. Like, I'm over here like trying to figure out why aren't certain things working out for me? Why can't I move on to the next level of this? What should I do next? And a lot of times it's because you're holding on to something that you shouldn't be holding on to, right? Like, you know that saying, it's like dead weight, it holds you down. That's literally what you're doing when you don't detach from certain people, energies, places, things, and so forth. And The moment it hit me that day and was like, ew, I don't want this person. Like, am I dumb? Like, I literally text myself, like, are you dumb? Because what made you think you wanted this? After everything you've been through and seen with this person, why would you still think you want that? You know, like, I really had to wake up and realize, like, this is not what God intends for me. And this is not for what I intend for myself, right? I think it's so important for us to learn to detach and just let things go, let things be. Take the experience for what it was, take the lessons that you should have learned and move on and make room for what's next, you know? And it can be hard, right? We can be telling ourselves like, oh, there's so much history, or it's familiar, I'm comfortable with work, it's easy, everyone I work with, I like them, all these things. And a lot of times we're like blocking the next blessing because we refuse to let go of the past and the old things, you know, like not me kicking the table. I need to stretch my legs, y'all. I have some long legs. And I hate feeling cramped. I always say this, like, you cannot grow in your comfort zone. Like, there is no room for it, right? So when you become comfortable with places, people's things, there's only so far you can go. I think when you're comfortable, you don't challenge yourself and you don't push yourself. So I think we do a disservice to ourselves when we hold on to people and things like that. And I do think, like, for example, like, I remain cool with a lot of my exes or just people I dated. Like, if you haven't done me wrong, if you didn't disrespect me, if it was like a mutual, amicable breakup or whatever, like, we're cool. We follow each other on social media, stuff like that or whatever. And I think sometimes social media makes it hard to detach because you still have access to people and some of their experiences, or at least what they choose to show. And I think when you have that access, it's kind of like you're still a part of their lives, or you still are keeping tabs. You know what I'm saying? And that does make it harder to detach sometimes. And now I see why people don't follow their exes on social media. I see why people just be blocking and deleting, because, you know, you just want it to be over with. But I do think, and I'm going to play devil's advocate by myself. I usually play with someone else. But I do think, like, when all right, it can go two ways, right? The reason I say I'm going to play devil's advocate is because even though you can be following someone, you can, you know, be in tune with their social media or whatever, and be okay with that and be detached because you have learned the art of detachment and you aren't harboring any feelings, right? And then the other part of it, with where I'm going to play devil's advocate, is when you keep following those people or you allow those people to follow you, they still have some access to you and your life. I don't know if this, like, it's all in my head how I want to say it, but it's not really translating correctly, I feel like. But I mean, it's a double-edged sword, whichever way you flip it, with, like, because, all right, here we go. Sometimes I feel like when you block people and when you, like, just do the whole block delete right away or whatever, a lot of times it's an emotional response. It's you being reactive a lot of times, right? And I'm the type of person, like, if I block you, you're going to stay blocked. I don't ever want to unblock you, to be quite honest. Like, that's the type of person I am. I'm going to just keep it a G with y'all, right? So it's like, for me, if I know for a fact, like, I don't care to fully cut you out of my life, then I won't block you. But I feel like sometimes, until I actually do the work and process my feelings, then I can be like, oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine with following this person on IG and not feel anything. Because when, again, part of that processing the feelings and stuff, that's part of detaching. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Another thing I realized with, like, trying to hold on to people and stuff like that, it's like a lot of times you're trying to control the outcome of things, right? So, for example, it can be, my ex and I are going to get back together. So I'm not going to detach. I'm going to hold on, whatever. But what that does is it causes anxiety. I feel like you're on edge all the time because you're waiting for the outcome. Does that make sense? Whereas I feel like when I detach from people, like there's a solitude that comes with that, a peace, especially knowing that I've done everything I could have done. There's a certain peace that comes with that. And I think that's priceless. Like I think this solo year of mine has taught me how important peace is. And now that I'm getting that, it's like, damn, it's going to be really hard for me to want to entertain anyone who disrupts my peace. You feel me? And when I'm at peace, when I'm in my solitude, I just feel like I keep spitting today. Damn. But yeah, I feel like I've learned to like love solitude and love peace so much. So it's like if I start dating someone and he interrupts that peace and solitude, baby, you gotta go. You gotta go. Like, if you're not adding to that peace, if you're not adding to that ease that I have in my life right now, you need to go. Matt, I'm just not interested in having my peace disrupted. Not by friends, not by family, not by anyone. And also, I think it's very important to cut people off. Like, it's okay to demote friends. It is okay to demote family members. If people keep interrupting your peace and deregulating your nervous system, you gotta put them on ice sometimes. You gotta demote them. You gotta take away some of your access, some of their access to you. You feel me? Because like some people use and abuse you and you're here getting beaten like a wounded dog and you keep giving people access to you. You keep having conversations. You keep complaining and there's no change. I'm sorry, those people don't respect you. And it's like at some point you gotta draw the boundary and you gotta like force people to respect you. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, don't be afraid to detach from anyone who you feel like is disrupting your peace in a way where you've had the conversations, you've communicated, you've given chances. If someone keeps doing the same thing, that just means they don't care about you. So let them go. And sometimes you let people go, you create that boundary, the distance, and they come back better. They respect you. They communicate the way that's comfortable with you. Like, if you are important enough to them, I feel like people will fight for that spot, especially if you're a good friend in return, if you're a good cousin, niece, whatever, daughter in return. I feel like when people realize your value, they're going to realize that they miss you and they're going to make those changes that you instilled with your boundaries. So I feel like never be afraid to distance yourself from anyone if they keep disrupting your peace. That's my thing here. Okay. So I think detachment, it creates a space for what is supposed to come. It creates a space for growth. And I think it creates a space for what is meant for you. Because when you detach from things and places and all these things or whatever, and you really focus on you, I think you really get down to what you really need, what's important to you. And when you get rid of what doesn't serve you, as I said before, God, the universe, higher power, whoever you believe in, will bring in what you do deserve. And I feel like we need to be confident going into this detachment situation. Like, I feel like a lot of times people are scared to take action. Take the chance and take the risk and see what else is out there. Like, I think it's always smart to have a game plan, to set yourself, don't set yourself up for failure. You have to be smart. You have to be intentional. And I think when you're smart, intentional, and you have faith, I think it's hard for things to not go your way. And even when things don't go my way, I always try to like take away, like, what was I supposed to learn? What's the lesson? What can I take from this situation to move on to the next to actually succeed? Like, that's how I look at life. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Again, a risk is a risk, right? It may not always end up in your favor, but I think it's important to always reflect and see what you could take away from situations and so forth and experiences. To me, it's always a takeaway. Like, even when negative stuff happens in my life, I'm like, what should I learn from this? Right. And there's a lot of shit happening in my life this year, health stuff with my body where I can't like do the things that I like doing. I can't wear my pixie cut. I mean, goddamn, this wig is eating, but I miss my pixie, especially in the summer, y'all. My head gonna be hot. But I just try to look at the positive, and I keep trying to figure out like, what is God trying to teach me with these things, you know? And I'm one person, I will have to say, like, honestly though, y'all, I have control issues. Like, I am very type A. I don't like to micromanage though. I really don't. But like, I'm a type A as human being. So like, I have things set up for myself. There's certain things that I need to go the way it goes. I like having control over everything in my life. I've been learning to let go, relinquish control in some aspects, right? So it's like, when I can't work out, I can't wear my pixie cut, I can't do certain things, all the things I like doing, I can no longer do. And I've cried so much this year. I won't cry today. But like, maybe I am going to cry. I talked so much shit earlier, not to be emotional. But I think that's the beauty, you know, there's a dichotomy in life. And I think that's the beauty of life, right? Like the ups and downs, whatever. But through and through, as I said, I do think part of the things I'm going through right now is God is trying to show me I'm in control. You know, like, it's not you. He's the puppet master, you know, like, I can want to do all these things and I just physically can't. And I have to find other outlets, you know, like working out for me personally. I worked out because it's good for my mental health. I'm gonna always look good. Don't get it wrong. I don't have to work out to look good. Clock that. Yeah. Um, but it was more so for the mental health aspect of it, and just like a way to release, a way to regulate my nervous system. And now that I can't do that, I had to look for a different outlet, you know, and for me right now, that's meditating, because I physically can't move my body the way I want to. Or that's also going to the ocean. Like, that calms me, that resets me, that helps with my joints and all the pain I go through, you know? So yeah, it's been one hell of a year. And all in all, I do feel like some of the things I'm going through is so that I can learn these things. And I don't know, this episode, as y'all can see, was very much like off the top of my head. Like, I just came in, I knew there were things I wanted to speak about. And eventually I'll be more vulnerable about like my health stuff if I feel like it. I don't know yet. But I do just feel like I just wanted to get a lot of things off my chest with this episode. And, you know, when I have a guest, I can't really do that, right? At least not with all of them. So it's nice to just open up to you all, you know, to all my listeners, all my viewers. Thank you again for sticking by me, for tuning in when you do. But I just wanted to be more vulnerable and more honest with y'all, and just show y'all a different side of me that I feel like y'all don't really get to see, you know? So yeah, keep downloading. If you're listening, if you're only into the audio, keep downloading. As I said, if you are listening though, please go to the YouTube channel, okay, and come see my new hair. Let me know if y'all like it. I'm so ridiculous, y'all. Yeah, I'm back to releasing episodes every Wednesday. Your girl is back on her grind. I'm in my zone. I feel good. You see what happens after I take a vacation? Yeah, I went to St. Bart's in St. Martin last month in May. Best time of my life. Like, do you know the balance between rest and fun? Like, that was it for me. It was like the perfect balance, you know? And so took my vacation with my girl Shanae. Shout out to my boo, my little sis. Well, my sissy. Yeah, my sister. And now I just came back, like, recharged, ready to go, ready to just be consistent with this, you know? Another thing, yeah, I didn't know if I wanted to keep potting. I know I keep saying I love potting so much, but when you have like 12,000 hobbies you want to explore, it's like, damn, which one do you explore? But clearly, I can't stay off your mic. Like, I just need the mic. I need the conversations. I need to get my thoughts out. And so, honestly, though, y'all gonna keep seeing me on y'all screens and in y'all headphones. On that note, I shall see you all next week. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, please. And if you are listening, download that audio, okay? Download. If there's anything you want to hear me talk about, send an email or DM me or drop a comment in the YouTube comments. Let me know what y'all want to hear more of. Yeah, on that note, I will see y'all next week. All right. Bye.